what do we have here? Red Faction Armageddon. So, we're back to streaming Red Faction Armageddon because Owlie's busy tonight. Infected. Yeah, Red Faction. So we'll probably be streaming this for actually the rest of the week, because I don't think Allie's gonna be. I think Allie's gonna be busy for the holiday. On this weekend, we'll be streaming a different game.
Sam, plot out the fastest way back to that Marauder Temple. Once we get things squared away in
this
Bastion,
weekend we'll be playing the Janina game.
To find Hale.
If anyone knows how to stop these things, it'll be him.
Yeah. So it's like called Salem Town, I think. Yeah, I haven't checked it out yet. But yeah, Janina's gonna be helping me out with that. It's like a free-to-play online game.
How the hell am I gonna get over there?
The monorail cars should be able to hold
Corey.
your weight.
Yeah,
but for how long?
I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow. If I am, we're gonna be doing Red Faction again, probably. Because I think Owlie is gonna be busy tomorrow. Hope that's okay with everyone. Any objections? Anyone want to voice protest? I hope there isn't gonna be like a mutiny. That's okay with everyone? Wait, what am I supposed to do here? Oh jeez, like... They were talking about doing something, but I can't... I missed it. Oh wait. This way? Yeah, this way. Pretty sure everyone will be busy tomorrow, yeah, probably. Not X-infected.
Oh,
I might be busy.
They're feeding off this whole area.
I don't know.
There's no way to get into Bastion without dragging these things with us.
Like I said, I'll have to wait and see. X-infected lives in Australia, so they don't have Thanksgiving there. Oh, I should have known. Fucking battery. Once again, the battery's fucking me. X-infected, do you have a holiday for what's his name, Captain Cook? Captain Cook is kind of the Australian equivalent to Columbus. I mean, like, we really shouldn't be celebrating this holiday anyway, because Christopher Columbus was, sorry. He was responsible for genocide, and murder. Well, I mean, genocide. Like, he definitely carried out murder himself, and he was responsible for genocide. And we have this holiday that celebrates this murderer. So that's not right. But I mean, I don't mind people getting together for a holiday to spend time with the family. That's fine, but it shouldn't be called... It shouldn't be, like... Wait, first of all, that's Columbus Day. We're talking about Thanksgiving. It's, those are two different things, but the Pilgrims are just as bad. The Pilgrims... they were also responsible for genocide. I mean, it's the same culpability.
Well, that wasn't so hard.
They broke
There are several
treaties,
infected structures
killed
remaining.
people.
Thanks.
They weren't victims. There's videos on YouTube which explains the whole thing. Oh, hey, Chertka. Yeah. So, like I said, I don't have a problem with people spending time with their family and eating turkey, but it shouldn't be to, you know, celebrate any kind of historical event, because that historical event resulted eventually in genocide. So we should not be celebrating that. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp got released. Oh, okay. You know, it's funny that you mention Animal Crossing, because I did I played a little bit of Animal Crossing New Leaf, a little bit of it, last night on the 3DS. I saw you go into like a big argument with Zax on Discord, Chertka. What was that all about? Like, when I checked Discord and there were like 90 plus new posts. It was crazy.
Pretty good week at the shop. Made almost 500 credits. Twice what we pulled in last week. At this rate, John and I will get a...
Buckle up, Sam. This could take a while.
Error. Buckle up is an unknown directive.
Just show me where the damn bugs are, okay?
Affirmative.
Lost your copy of New Leaf? Yeah, it has like a similar vibe to, what is it called? Whatever the hell it's called, Stardew Valley. I'm pretty sure it's not a farm simulation game though, but just in terms of like the vibe of it. Oh, I'm gonna die. Of course. I give up on him. That's why my last comment was a bit exaggerated. I didn't read it all. Like, it was a lot to read, and it seemed like the discussion kind of shifted focus from a couple of different topics. So, I didn't really know what to make of it. I just stayed
That wasn't
out.
so hard.
There are several infected structures remaining.
Thanks.
Yeah, I never played an Animal Crossing game before, so I don't really understand what to do yet. I mean, I'm just kind of talking to... Like, I'm kind of stuck, actually. Like, it said to talk to the other villagers, but they're all in their homes asleep, and I don't actually know how you're supposed to, like, go to sleep to the next day. I think, does the game play in real time? So, like, if it's, like, 5 a.m., it's gonna be 5 a.m. in the game, too? If that's the case, then it would make things a little bit more challenging in order to talk to the neighbors, because so it is real time.
Buckle up, Sam. This could take a while.
Error. Buckle up is an unknown directive.
Because like
Just show me where the damn
they're
bugs
telling
are,
me I
okay?
have to talk to the neighbors, but it's like I can't talk to them because they're all asleep, and I'm playing the game at 5 a.m. I've been staying up pretty late these days, so that's usually the only time I have to actually play the game. And then it's like, well, I can't talk to any of the neighbors because they're all asleep. Yeah, I was trying to go to sleep in that game so I could wake up the next day, and there's no bed or anything like that. So I kind of figured it must have been real time. Okay, let's try this plasma beam. Okay, that thing. I'm not sure what to make of that thing. can change the time with 3DS settings, it's true. Yeah, like it's... I don't really know what to do in the game, and when I was playing it, it was just saying, oh, talk to the neighbors. And there was nothing else to do except talk to the neighbors, and they're all asleep. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll try to give it a shot, another shot tonight. Yeah, I was telling Ali that it would have been great to stream it, but you know, it's on the 3DS, so the only other way to stream it would be to find a 3DS emulator. I don't even know if they exist. What's the goal of this game? It's a linear shooter, third-person shooter, as you can see. I don't know exactly what the goal is. Like, I don't really understand the story, to be honest. Like, Red Faction is kind of similar to Total Recall in the sense that, like, it takes place on Mars and there's some oppressive government or whatever, and you're fighting against them. But this game specifically is wait, there's more salvage in there. This game specifically has you fighting against aliens, which is weird. So I don't really know what the hell's going on. There is one that's called Citra. Oh, an emulator. Have you tried it out? Is it any good? How does the touchscreen work in that? You gotta use the mouse. Yeah, that would make things a bit cumbersome. I mean, it wouldn't be impossible, but...
John's been missing for 6 days now. They say I have to sign the papers to declare him dead. I just can't. He's still alive. I know it.
How do I get this thing? Haven't tried it. Heard it's good? Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's not like a ton of touchscreen stuff, but you know, it does use the bottom screen for menu stuff. And I don't know, maybe there might be buttons. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I'm gonna just kill all this shit. Wait. How do I get up there? Oh, here we go. The only emulator you use is Dolphin? Yeah, that's the Wii. Whoa, what the fuck? It's trying to destroy an alien? Yeah, I would like to use Dolphin, but it requires, I'm sure it would require a more powerful PC, which I do not have. Dolphin also does GameCube, I think. They never made an original Xbox emulator, have they? Guess I got the most bang out of my buck when I got my Xbox. Xbox has great games. Hey, Tatsu. Watching cricket. Is the World Cup coming up? That's like every 4 years, isn't it? I hope Sri Lanka fucking wins finally. They only won the World Cup once. Oh, really? You know, maybe I'll give it a shot then. I mean, you only have 4 gigs of RAM, really. I should give it a shot then. Maybe it might work, but I'm sure the GPU... Do you have like a good GPU though? England against Australia. Did Sri Lanka play yet? Let's destroy this thing already. Come on, what's taking so long to destroy it? Explosive action. There we go.
Only a couple left.
People of Mars, listen up. Because there's a lot of things you need to know. The whole Red faction up and left us.
How you doing,
That's
Tatsu?
right.
How's everyone doing?
It's the end of the world and they left
Forgot
us
to
all here
ask.
to fend for ourselves.
Hope
And you
everyone's
wanna know
doing
why?
well.
Because they're responsible for what happened. Because it was one of their own that did this
Doesn't
to us.
Australia win all the friggin' time though? Who won last year?
Darius.
Not last year, but last time. I know India won against Sri Lanka
Shut up.
a couple of years ago. Yeah, I'm doing well. Why is this thing not dying? There we go. That plasma beam thing I have is kind of useless. Oh, you have 8 gigs, okay. 8 gigs is kind of standard these days. Don't really need a lot more than that unless you're doing some hardcore gaming. Like with the latest games, that is. I shouldn't have done that. What the fuck? Most of my gaming's done on console. I was looking at an Elgato that I know is gonna be cheaper on Black Friday. But it says it needs like a GTX 660, I think, for its minimum system requirements. I don't think I have that. So I don't even think I could get an Elgato even if I wanted to. I don't think so. I mean, even on sale, it's still over $100, but it might be worth it. I keep pushing the wrong button. Like, I kind of want to get one so I could stream some Switch games that I have. It would also be really fun to stream games with Owlie, because she has a Switch, and I'm going to be getting Splatoon 2 soon, and that would be fun to stream, but like, if it's not even gonna work, then I can't even do that. Alright, hold on, I want to get that stuff up there. How do I get this thing? Maybe up here? How do I jump? Like this? Well, that's the thing, I don't even know if I can get it. I'm gonna have to check the system. I have to check the video card that's on my other laptop, because it has better specs than this laptop does, but I still don't think it's enough. Where are we going? This way. And even then, I don't even know if it works with PS3. I would have to make sure it works with PS3 as well, because I don't want it to just only work with the Switch and that's it. Because it's not worth the money. It uses USB 3, which I do have actually. So I can at least use that, but I don't know if it's enough. Well, the thing is that according to the manufacturer, it requires a GTX 660. Is that a powerful video card? I don't think it does. Now that I think about it, I think it's like one of those APUs, whatever they call them. I think it's like the CPU, GPU all in one thing, because you know, those kinds of laptops. It's not a gaming laptop by any stretch of the imagination. It's not horrible. GTX 660. Yeah, I don't think this here is powerful. I don't think it has that. Yeah, 660 GTX is one generation under your current GPU. Yeah, I'm almost positive my laptop doesn't have that capability. So I don't think I can even get an Elgato even if I wanted one. Yeah, probably, but like the only computer I could put it in is my desktop, and that's even older. Like that one came with Windows 7, and it was not a gaming
Only a
PC at
couple
all.
left.
People of Mars, listen up. Because there's a lot of things you need to know. The whole Red faction up and left us. That's right. It's the end of the world, and they left us all here to fend for ourselves.
I use a dongle. It uses
And
a
you wanna
composite
know why?
signal.
Because they're responsible for what happened.
So
Because it was
composite's
one
no
of their
problem.
own.
And I
They
wish
did
the
this to
Switch had
us.
composite support. I mean,
Darius,
as you can tell, like it doesn't look bad. I mean, like I never had any complaints about
I
the quality,
really
but it is
wish he'd
standard
shut up.
definition for ADI. But no one ever told me that it's so unwatchable. Like the quality isn't horrible, so it's not a problem. It's just not an HD signal. Yeah, the composite dongle. I actually got. It was originally just supposed to be a VHS dongle, so that you can convert VHS tapes into a digital format, so you can watch on your PC. But it just happened to work with any composite signal. It can also support S-Video, but I don't have any S-Video cables. The Asia continent becomes a planet, it'd be a little bigger than the moon. Yeah, I knew that. Because the moon is... I actually have a poster. The moon's size, like, if you laid it right on top of the Earth, it would actually be a little bit bigger than the United States. The moon's not that big. Hey, Macabre. Can someone say hello, Macabre, for me? Please? Where do I go? Gotta go this way. Yeah, we have to destroy these infected buildings, but... you know. Thank you, Tatsu. You're playing... Macabre's playing PSP and 3DS at the same time? That's crazy. Has anyone played a 3DS and a PSP at the same time? Jeez. Okay, we're gonna just back off a little bit here because these guys are tough. I actually have both of those. I have a PSP and a 3DS. Both are really good consoles. I was thinking about getting a Vita, but then I decided against it because there just aren't any games for the Vita that I even care about. it is not a very impressive system. It is impressive from a technical point of view. I'm sure she doesn't. I'm just teasing. The Vita was an impressive handheld, especially for the time. Unfortunately, it came out during a time when portable gaming was already dying. I mean, even Nintendo, who has been the king of portable gaming, has been losing ground to mobile gaming. It's just, you know, no one needs a portable system anymore. It's not like the days of the Game Boy when, you know, there was no such thing as a smartphone. Very few people even had a cell phone, let alone anything more advanced than that. There was no such thing. Back in those days, your cell phone cost $1 bajillion, and you can only use it for talking. These days, it's all very different. We have tablets, we have smartphones. You don't need a portable device, a portable game system anymore. It's just totally unnecessary. It has a very niche use. And you can definitely make the argument that, you know, we're not getting the same quality of games with it, and I would agree. But that's only because these fucking smartphones don't have any buttons on them that are worth a damn. You know, they need to figure out a better... I mean, they already figured out you can use like a wireless controller with them. That's how I do it. But even then, there's like input lag. So they need to fix that shit. You have both in one console as an emulator. If that counts. So you have it in a console? Or do you have it on PC? Well, Zax, technically dinosaurs are still alive. Because that's exactly what birds are. Birds are dinosaurs. But if you're talking about non-avian dinosaurs...
Last one.
The bastard could never be trusted. We all
I don't know. No. They died off with the Cretaceous period.
Don't believe me?
In fact, that's how it's defined. The Cretaceous period is
Where
defined
exactly was Mason 3 days ago when those things showed
as
up?
the
And where
time when the
exactly did they come
dinosaurs,
from?
the last dinosaur, died.
We know what happened.
Give or take.
The only question is, what are we gonna do about it?
I know what you meant. I was just clarifying. No, they couldn't have lived for millions of years after the Cretaceous period. Like, if what they mean was were there some survivors after the asteroid impact, then yeah, of course. They survived for a little while, but for millions of years after that? I don't think so. Well, that's scientific. That's not like a scientific source. You have to have a scientific journal reporting on it. Because that's just pop sci media. They're not going to be very accurate. They're just going to report on anything that is out there.
John, it's Amanda. Please
There
pick
needs
up.
to be good evidence for that.
They're saying there's been some kind of attack. Nobody knows what's happening. People are missing. John, pick up. Pick up, please.
Uncharted Golden Abyss? Oh yeah, there was an Uncharted game for the Vita. Ironically enough, by making it more similar to the PS3 games, like, they kind of lose their charm. Though, like, in my opinion anyway, because, like, feels more like an inferior version of the real thing if it's not different enough. But I never played it, so it's not fair for me to criticize it. But I can at least say that that's why that game never appealed to me. I mean, there were other games. There was also a Killzone game too. You know, it's kind of like the GTA Liberty City Stories games. You know, it's like Liberty City Stories and then Vice City Stories. It's like they're a little bit too similar to the PS2 games, and then they just kind of come off as inferior versions of those games as a result. That's why, like, those games didn't appeal to me as much as, like, say, Chinatown Wars, which was a different experience. It wasn't trying to be like the console games. It was trying to do its own thing, and it was a success for it. Damn these stupid guys. Man, the melee attack in this game is so useless. Like, this is the melee attack, but the range of it's so crappy. Like, I don't know, like, you would expect that, right? But, like, there's this attack, which also works at melee range and is so much better. So why would you ever want to use regular melee? Oh yeah, a few years I can believe, but millions of years. Millions of years. No, I don't believe that. A few years. This is definitely something that we already knew about. Is this game any good? It's good. It's not fantastic. Like, it is... It's kind of generic, you could say. Like, it's not like... This is the next coming of gaming, and like, this is... You should drop what you're doing and play this game right now. Like, I wouldn't say this is anywhere near as good as, like, Vanquish, for example. Vanquish is very, very good. It's good. You know. I don't think it's worth... I wouldn't pay more than, like, $10 for it, though. If you can find it for, like, $10 or less, then, yeah. It's not bad. But... I don't think it's worth more than that. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Tatsu? You kind of feeling me? Why is this thing not blowing up yet? I've been shooting at it for 5 years. Like, one of the cool things about this game, though, is like you can blow shit up. Like, that's one of the hallmark attributes about this game, about the Red Faction series in general, is that you can blow up structures and stuff. It's really cool that you can do that. So like it does have something to differentiate itself from other third-person shooters, in the sense that it has destructible environments, although this one is not, like, blowing up for some reason. There we go. You kind of have to keep on shooting at it until it's sufficiently destroyed.
People of Mars, it's time to take matters into our own hands.
Vanquish, Dead Space 1 and 2, Gears of War 3, 4, great AAA titles close to this. Yeah, that's kind of the problem with this game, is that it's not bad by itself. It's just there's so many other third-person shooter games out there that are better.
These people need to know the truth.
And all those games that Jerka mentioned, they're all better. Dead Space 3 is also good. It has co-op. Yeah, it's not bad, but sometimes things can become worse in a sense because there's so many other games in the genre that do it better. That's all. Does that kinda make sense? you could look at a game like Sleeping Dogs, which is a great game. Unfortunately, it's kind of overshadowed by GTA and other GTA-like games, so it gets lost in the shuffle, and as a result, it goes unnoticed. But like, if GTA never existed, like in an alternate universe where only Sleeping Dogs has ever existed in that genre, like that would be a masterpiece, wouldn't it?
That goddamn swarm came out of Bradbury Canyon. Same place you were headed, Mason.
Hey, it's not what you think.
Were you there or not?
Look, it was supposed to be a drill job, that's all. It was an accident. Come on now, you all know me.
Yeah, you're the one who unleashed hell on us all!
Just Cause 3. Heard of it, never played it. But yeah, so many of these other GTA games, they get lost in the shuffle. There's so many of them.
Friendly bunch. Nowhere to go now but up.
PSP 1001.
What is that?
That was the
smell?
original
We appear
PSP.
to be in Bastion's waste processing center.
Mine is the
So the
3000.
garbage dump. Great. How do we get out of here?
I always wanted to get a PSP
Calculating.
Go, and I had an opportunity to get it,
Looks
but
like
like
we're
just like the
taking the
Game Boy
scenic route.
Micro, I foolishly didn't get it, even though I should have. Okay, we're gonna swap out the plasma beam for this new weapon. I don't really like that plasma weapon. It's too slow. Played it for about 70 hours. Great open world, wingsuit, destruction fun. Oh, you have a wingsuit in that game?
Hostile creatures incoming.
Of course there are.
Whoops, whoa. Okay, fucked up there. Yeah, out of all the third-person shooters that I played, I would say Vanquish is actually the best one. Dead Space 1 is good. I liked it. I liked it most in the trilogy.
That goddamn swarm came.
I only played a Gears of War game at my friend's house once. It was good, but Vanquish is better. But the
What is
Gears
that
of War games
smell?
have the advantage
We
of
appear to
co-op.
be in Bastion's waste processing center.
So the garbage dump. Great.
And
How do
multiplayer,
we
which
get out of here?
Vanquish does not have, but it makes up for it with
Looks like we're taking the
with the great
scenic
single
route.
player.
Hostile creatures incoming.
Of course there are.
This time, jump over this thing. Crouch under this. I don't even know why there's a crouch button. Like, at this point, you rarely use it, so he might as well just auto-crouch underneath anything that's too low. Damn it. I need to run. Run back this way. Okay, this is no good. Wingsuit and grappling hook. You know there was like a grappling hook thing in Quake 1, but it was like modded in. It was really goofy looking, ridiculous. Like everyone was like grappling around. It was kind of stupid. You can fly infinitely. Even more freedom than Prototype 1 and 2. Your Prototype 1 and 2 are similar to the Infamous games. I streamed that game before. That's kind of like a third-person shooter game, except you have superpowers. It's actually really good. I enjoyed playing that quite a bit. I will definitely stream the sequel one of these days. I don't know when, but One of these days. Crackdown's the best GTA clone you've played. Doesn't even come close to being as good as GTA. Yeah, it's hard to really top GTA. Hey, Sean. But whoops. I think Watch Dogs is better than at least GTA 4. Alright, what's the saying? Increase the impact, giving a faster recharge rate, increase damage. Okay, so I already have that. Watch Dogs was free last week on PC. Oh, I missed it. It was a Steam sale. Yeah, if you ever see those like Steam games for free, you can post them on Discord if you want. Anytime I see them, I'll try to post them on Discord. I posted some Black Friday deals on Discord, so you guys can check all that out. Improved explosives. Oh, it was on Ubisoft's website? Oh, okay. Really? So, oh, okay, so Watch Dogs is not on Steam then, okay. Increase the range and damage. Okay, we have different things. Okay, that's Shockwave. I could get this. This actually might be useful now. Oh, it's on Steam, but uses DRM. DRM sucks. What is it? Always online? I think I'll get this because I've been dying a little bit too much. And I'm gonna get, I don't want that. This is kind of useless. Maximum ammo, this is pretty useful. I'm gonna get that. No, I'm just kidding. I want to get, oh, this actually might be good. Salvage is created from dead enemies. I should get that. That'll make it better in the long run. Steam version uses Uplay, like the Rayman games do. Yeah, I have the Rayman games. I have them on console though, which is much better than stupid DRM shit. I might even get Legends on the Switch. Might. I already have it on the Wii U. Okay. Saints Row, pointless and childish. Not serious enough for you. How's it childish? Has difficulty taking itself seriously? Is it kind of like that old game, Serious Sam, which is not very serious at all? That was kind of cool. I got to squish it underneath my boot. Remember in Starship Troopers? Ain't much to look at after you scrape it off your boot. Even though the guy's not wearing any boots, he's wearing like weird shoe things. Is this weapon any good? Like, I'm shooting, like, it's explosives hitting them at point blank and it's not doing shit. 1 meter long dildo is a melee weapon. Yeah, that is a little childish. Yeah. Like a little wacky, let's put it. Sounds like something a fan game would do. Like a fan game would attempt. Were mammals alive during the same time as the dinosaurs? Yeah, small rodents. If the dinosaurs didn't go extinct, we wouldn't be alive today because there was no way they could ever compete with dinosaurs, mammals. They were just tiny, they had to scurry around, they were mostly nocturnal. So mammals would have never had a chance to survive in the age of dinosaurs. Okay, I need to run the fuck away. Where is that thing? There it is. Okay.
We got you surrounded, Mason! You ain't getting out of there alive!
No, this guy's becoming a major pain in my ass.
I detect no damage in the gluteal area.
We need to get out of here. If they catch us.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think this game is too long, which is perfect for me because we've just been streaming it off and on. So after this, we'll try to stream another kind of shortish game. Days like this. Well, birds were alive during the time of the dinosaurs. I mean, they didn't become birds. There were already birds alive. Like, there were birds flying around Tyrannosaurus Rex's head. And a lot of non-avian dinosaurs actually did look like birds themselves. Like Microraptor definitely looked like a bird, except it had 2 pairs of wings. It had a pair of wings on its legs as well as its arms. But, you know, they were... we actually know what color they were, too. They were black. So they probably looked a lot like a crow. Still want your GBA?
I see him!
Yeah, hopefully it meets all your expectations and it's in great quality. Are you gonna buy your game? Are you gonna buy the games for it
Incoming transmission.
now or
You sure
after
know how to
you
make
get it?
friends, huh?
Kara?
What the hell happened to you?
Let's just say you were right about that job.
Then, you actually did release the bugs.
Yeah, afraid so.
Why were animals so
Where are
big
you?
back then?
Near the market.
Well, I mean, you have to
Better
keep in
hurry.
mind there are
It
big
won't be
animals
safe for long.
today too. In fact, the largest animal to ever exist is alive today. That's the blue whale.
I think he's over here! You're after the wrong guy!
Oxygen levels were higher back then, but I don't know if that necessarily contributed to their large size. More than likely, it's just simple natural selection.
Pipes aren't looking good.
You know, larger animals have
Condensation
an
building up
advantage
on the outside. Shit
in
rusts
that
a lot faster since the terraformer blew.
it makes them
Then the pipe
safer
leaks,
from
and water starts eating away at
predation
the rock.
from
It's like this all over.
carnivores.
I don't know how we're gonna fix it. We got maybe a year or 2 before the
Yeah.
whole system collapses.
That's why there's lots of large herbivores today. You know, you have big mooses. Zex, you a moose kind of guy? You guys seen those big mooses? There's lots of big mooses, elephants. So there's big animals today, and you know, being big
Shit, path is blocked.
is
Sam,
a
find us
trait
another route.
that
Calculated.
natural selection would select for in regards to protecting you from
Calculate faster!
predation, like I said. But it makes you more vulnerable to other things, right? So if an asteroid hits your planet, being big is not very advantageous. It seems pretty obvious that being small under those circumstances would be better. Gonna be buying Minish Cap next week, Corey. That's cool. Gonna be the only person at school who plays a GBA at lunch. So you said you're 15, right? So you're probably a sophomore in high school. Do your peers even know what a GBA is? They'll be like, "What is that newfangled looking thing?" Shit.
We're gonna lose him.
Synapses are the ancestor of mammals, that's right.
We missed him. Go around.
I just saw him.
Where'd he go?
They don't even don't even think they know what anything before 2005 is. So I'm curious, Corey, how did you get into all this retro gaming?
So I have to do everything myself.
Did you have good parents that introduced you to classic retro gaming?
Get out of my way.
I want to get some of this stuff down here. I see stuff. Good parents, of course, introduce their kids to retro gaming. You can order a life-size statue of an elephant on Amazon. What's it made out of? Marble? Mostly your aunt? Oh, okay, so your aunt played some games when she was a kid. Where are we going? What is this?
We're gonna lose him.
Well, crocodiles weren't the only ones that survived extinction events. I mean, sharks obviously survived extinction events as well. It seems like, you know, being in the water had advantages, but it's not totally consistent. Plesiosaurs and ichthyosaurs were wiped out during that extinction event as well. So, we don't know exactly why some animals survived and others didn't. It might just be stupid luck, too.
We don't have time for this.
Let's see if this old thing still works. Oh God!
Don't see the fun in things like COD. Yeah, I mean, it isn't fun. I mean, it's so generic. I feel like the reason why so many kids play that garbage is because they just think it makes them look cool. Like, I remember when I was a kid, kids didn't want to admit that they liked games like Sonic the Hedgehog or Mario because it wasn't cool. Like, if they were to admit to anything, it would be like playing like stupid games. Like, I remember like once at the mall, like these kids didn't want to play Sonic at the little video game setup they had at Sears. They didn't want to play Sonic because it was too childish. They wanted to play a shitty game called Pitfall for the Genesis. I remember that distinctly. And I remember thinking how stupid they were because it was a shitty fucking game.
You're breaking up.
The crystals are interfering with our communications.
I was not one of the cool kids. I was one of the kids that liked Sonic the Hedgehog. And I still like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, the market, I know. I'm almost there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the reason. Like, they think that, because
Don't worry about
kids
it, we're
always
almost there.
want to pretend like they're older than they are. So, older and more mature, and it's embarrassing to admit that you like, you know, Legend of Zelda or or Mario or any of these other better good games. So they just want to pretend like they're into cool shit like shitty Call of Duty, which is a piece of shit. And that's what gave it the reputation it does, because they're not mature. When you have those vile, toxic kids playing that game and they're not mature, it turns the community into this toxic cesspool of humanity. So fuck Call of Duty. It's a shitty fucking stupid game that's the same thing every fucking year. Like, how many times can you play the same fucking military shooter? How is it even how is it interesting? It's just a military shooter. I mean, hell, this is more interesting. I mean, at least this has aliens and more interesting weapons. I have like a melee shock boom thing. I can use nanomachines to repair shit, and I can destroy environments. Like, even a Me Too game like this is better. There's a lot of people in GameStop lining up for the new COD. Isn't that the World War II COD? The one with the desaturated colors, just like Saving Private Ryan. Again, it was like, why does every single World War II shooter need to follow the same color scheme as Saving Private Ryan with the desaturated colors? What the fuck? It's every fucking game. And every movie, too. Like, they insist upon not having color. Ever. Like, color is evil for things that took place in World War II. Apparently, everything that happened in World War II either happened in black and white or happened with this, like, desaturated color scheme. COD is cancer. Yes, it is. Assassin's Creed. One of these days I would like to play Assassin's Creed. When I get my gaming PC, I'll do like a Assassin's Creed marathon. Back-to-back shit. Oh wait, hold on. Got a text. Uh-oh. Ellie said that they're trying to find out what happened to her brother. He was supposed to show. Hold on. Sorry about this. Yeah, Ellie just texted me. Apparently her brother didn't show up. Please, alright. Rather play Roblox? Roblox. Oh yeah, that's what that troll the other day was talking about. I never played that.
Alright, finally some good news.
Causing the way of Medal of Honor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, originally COD was just, it was a World War II shooter, originally. Call of Duty. Yeah, they all have the same, like, kind of names. Call of Duty, Medal of Honor. You know, like, just like the same generic names over and over again.
Oh, crap! This is her idea of safe?
Not Roblox. What kind of game is that? I've heard of it before. Is it like about robots or some shit? Will I give Humongous Adventure a try? Maybe. I looked at it. It didn't look all that impressive, if I'm completely honest. Oh, it's like GTA with crap graphics? Oh, I didn't know it was like an open world game. First 4 games are good. Assassin's Creed 3 is when it started to get repetitive and glitchy. So even after patches, they still haven't fixed the glitches in that game? A lot of youngsters play Roblox. Why? Like, is it kind of like GTA for kids or something? I thought kids mostly play COD. Or if they're not playing COD, then maybe like Lego. The Lego games. I never got into those stupid things. They always look stupid. Damn aliens. Stop jumping around. Alright, fuck it. Roblox is a massively multiplayer online game creation. Design their own games, wide variety of games. Oh, really? Why do they call it Roblox, though? I thought like it's not. It has nothing to do with robots. I mean, if it at least had something to do with robots, then maybe I would be mildly interested in it. But if it doesn't even have robots in it, then... Kids in their Minecraft. Pure cancer? Really? I haven't played Minecraft. I know kids like Minecraft. I haven't played it yet, though. I always wanted to try it. Your Xbox controller died? Did you have the Xbox 360 controller or Xbox One controller? The Xbox One controller is a lot better from what I heard. I have a 360 controller. The D-pad is pretty much garbage. But everything else is good. Oh, you have the Xbox One controller? How did it die?
Radio contact with Kara reestablished.
Love Minecraft? Yeah, I definitely want to check out Minecraft one day.
A little late for that.
Probably play it on PC. I mean, there's so many mods for it too. Oh yeah, I would love to play with with all of you. Give it a shot on my. Oh, the batteries. Oh, okay. Does it use AA's or does it use some other rechargeable batteries? I actually got my rechargeable AA's today, so now I don't have to worry so much about dead batteries. Just buy some Legos. I used to be a Lego maniac as a kid. Oh, it does use AA's? Okay. Huh. So you had some rechargeable AA's that you used to put in them? I actually got a whole bunch of new ones today. I used to just use the disposable AA's for my Wiimote, but that thing eats AA's like a fat kid eats candy, so... Why the fuck? Okay, so he can't repair shit this way. Okay. Damn these stupid things. They move too fast. Those insects are very annoying. They jump around too much. They're shooting me from behind. Actually, the rocket seems to lock on, so I should probably use that a little bit. That locks on. I need to use that. Yeah, they do move fast. Gotta use the rockets. I think they're spawning from a thing, so I need a, yeah, there it is.
Can we cut through this building?
Yes, but there is a high density of hostile creatures inside.
There's a high density of hostile creatures everywhere, Sam.
Regained access to your old Minecraft account. So, what do you get in this like account? Like it saves. What does it save exactly? Because I'm not too familiar with the whole thing. So I think I need to get out of this suit. Or I can bust through it. Oh, okay, so you don't have to buy it when you have an account, okay. So that game just kind of like builds stuff, right?
Approaching the red
Like it doesn't really have an objective.
I haven't been in here since I left the RF.
There was another game called Terraria that I played a little bit of. I didn't play a lot of it though. A Kahoot? Kahoot stream, what is that? Oh, you fight in that game too? Like, there's combat?
Where are you?
Trying to stay alive!
We need to get out of these damn caves.
Can you meet me at the surface elevator?
I think so. Yeah.
Go! I'll be right behind you!
Tough as fuck. A few weeks back, tried to install Minecraft from the Windows Store, but so I had to buy it. Logged in from an old account and connected. Oh, Microsoft bought Minecraft? I didn't even know that. Microsoft, like they're purchasing all the shit that they can, all the popular shit. More expensive now. So you can play it offline or online, right? But it's more fun online, I guess. You need your Xbox Live to play online, even on PC? Not on PC. PC you can... Why can't I get through this thing? get through. So I can't. It's telling me you can't get through here, so it wants me to switch over. The stupid fucking bugs. Okay, there we go. Oh, I didn't destroy this yet? Now it's destroyed. No problem, Toxic. Screw these guys. Like, I can kill these guys over and over and over again, but I feel like I'm just like shooting them and they're respawning. Cross-platform.
Good man.
Rocket League is also
Darius, are
cross-platform.
you alright?
I might get that for the Switch, actually, once it's out for the Switch, because I heard that's really fun to play multiplayer. And it should be cross-platform with Xbox Live, so I can play with
Doing
Queen.
fine.
I need you to get that elevator running.
Why?
She
What's in the
has it
surface
for
that's so
Xbox,
important?
I
We
believe.
need to get back to that drill site. The job was a setup.
By who?
Adam Hale.
Hale. But he's...
Apparently not.
This just keeps getting worse. Darius, the elevator's ready when you are.
Good.
Don't keep me waiting.
Make my own doors. I don't even know if I'm still supposed to be using this thing, but since I can keep using it, I'm going to keep on using it. This thing has infinite ammo and rockets and everything, so I'm going to keep on using it. Oh yeah, that's right, it is on Android, isn't it? You can't do that on television? Yeah, it
Guys in
was
here didn't stand a chance.
it was on Nickelodeon. It was one of the first shows on Nickelodeon, in
Still,
fact.
didn't deserve this.
Alanis Morissette was on it. She's that singer who did It's Like Crazy. I can run it. It's a free line. You know that singer. She was big in the 90s. Actually, you can't do that on televisions where the whole like Nickelodeon slime thing came from. I don't know if they still do it. But like Nickelodeon used to have like the slime gag that they would always do. It came from that. I don't know why. I never liked it. I always thought it was like terrible. It wasn't funny. I just wanted to watch cartoons. Like I was a kid back then, so like even as a kid, like kids are more easily entertained by shit, and even I hated that. Hated it. It was so boring. I'm so glad it went off the air. Like when it went off the air, I was so glad. Obviously now I could care less if they had like a 24-hour marathon on Nickelodeon. Who the fuck watches Nickelodeon or TV for that matter? TV's dying. My accent's really noticeable. You're the only one that's ever said that. Like what exactly is my accent? Where are you from? So how's your accent different? Actually, I used to live in Wisconsin when I was a kid. Like, when we first moved to America, we moved to Wisconsin. But we were only there for like a year. I mean, technically everyone has an accent. Like even, what's his name? Cronkite? He has an accent. Everyone has an accent. It's just whatever's different from your voice is always going to be an accent. Mad TV made a parody on Alanis Morissette. I remember Mad TV. Sometimes it's hard to tell where there's eggs and where there's just like smoke or whatever the fuck it is. I didn't say we stayed in Wisconsin long. I literally said we were there for a year when I was a baby. And I'm sure they do sound different where you live. How do they sound different? How do you, what words do you pronounce differently?
Yeah.
Like how am I pronouncing it
not
and
the
how are you
first time.
pronouncing it?
What was it?
I don't know. But I got a bad
Wisconsin
feeling I'm about to find out.
counts as the Midwest.
How can I help?
Just get that elevator ready to go.
Or maybe like they might call it the Great Lakes states. But yeah, that's pretty much
give me some good
Midwest.
I'm detecting a rather large heat signature, but it's unclear whether it's one creature or several.
How is that good news?
Oh, let me get out. Okay, I don't think we can. I think this is done. You gotta get out of this thing. Oh, get out. There we go. Wear your accent with pride. Absolutely. We all have accents. Sean has an accent, Churtka has an accent, Zax, Tatsu. See, I just did Tatsu's name with an accent. If you want to notice your accent, try speaking a different language. Every time I try to speak Japanese, Janina makes fun of me. No problem,
Good
Churtka.
news. The heat signature is only one creature.
Sam, I'm gonna melt you down for salvage.
What's going on over there?
Not right now.
See, it made me get out of that walker, so we can fight him without the walker.
Take that, you big ugly bastard.
That wasn't too bad.
Sam, which way's the elevator?
Ammo's full for everything. A little bit more salvage.
Let's go, Darius.
It's the same with everyone. Everyone has an accent. You notice other people's accents more than you notice your own. Or you notice it if you're speaking a different language. Speak Japanese, the accent will be really bad.
You don't know how glad I am to see you.
Same here. Darius!
No! Go back! The tunnel's full of them!
I just shoot back. Fucking idiots. I'm trying to save you guys. At that point, you're justified in protecting yourself.
What now?
We find the man behind this, and the trail starts back at the temple.
Our recon drone's already done a flyover, Mason. And all it
Such
found there was
fools.
your truck.
Frank, ask your CO to ease up, man. I'm a veteran.
Explain what you were doing at the location where the hostiles originated.
I was hired by cultists pretending to be salvagers. Adam Hale was there. He set up the whole thing.
Hale was killed at the terraform.
Unconfirmed. We never found the body. Did we, Frank?
Sir, I suppose it is possible that Hale...
Sergeant, convey Mason to base camp, under guard. Mount up!
Colonel, don't do this. He's not one of them.
I can detain you as well.
What a D-bag.
Approaching base camp. In the perimeter, 2 clicks. This is bullshit, Frank. You should be hunting Hale and his followers.
And you're sure it was him?
You think I wouldn't know that voice?
Then just cooperate and you'll be clear.
I've been cooperating. All it got me was chased by a lynch mob and rolled up by Red Faction.
Was that your girl back there?
Car? No. Well, once. Almost. I've never been known for my sense of timing. Holy shit, they're everywhere!
Dismount! Engage hostile!
Hold this position!
Oh, now we have the button to get behind cover.
This is suicide! They're just gonna keep coming!
Or not. It's not really a cover button. It doesn't really do much. Like, how do you pop in and out of cover? So like, if I'm in cover here, like I can't, yeah, you can't pop out. What is the point? This game does not have a cover system. It doesn't really need it, I guess, but they do have projectile attacks. You need a cover system if the enemy has projectile attacks.
Mason, what are you doing?
Saving your ass!
That hit scan.
Oh, damn it, McGuff, hold the line!
Posh accent. Yeah, there's different kinds of English accents, aren't there?
What the fuck is that?
Even I can hear them.
Over there, over there!
mean, I wasn't even born in America. We moved to Canada and lived there for a little while, and then moved to America, Wisconsin, like I mentioned before. But we were only there for like a year. So. But you can definitely change your accent even as an adult. I had a friend that I knew from college, and he grew up in a really bad neighborhood, an urban environment. I'll just be honest, it was a black neighborhood in the inner city, and he had a black urban accent, but he changed his accent to an English accent. The reason why he did that is because, unfortunately, in America, people tend to respect black people more if they have English accents. But, yeah, he's not from England. But he dedicated himself to changing his accent. I remember in college he was working on it, and then I met up with him sometime last year. And by that time he had fully developed it. Like in college, it just sounded weird. There was once this idiot that came to the stream who tried to talk, who tried to sound black. But it didn't work. He would intentionally misspell words so it sounded like a black urban accent. So instead of writing, he would say this, right? But instead of writing THIS, he would write DIS. And like he would do that with other words as well. So it sounded phonetically more like how black people in the inner city would pronounce certain words. But I knew that he was fake because no normal person intentionally misspells words to sound more like how they pronounce words. Unless you were specifically trying to sound black, right? Because everyone knows how to spell this, THIS. Why would you ever intentionally misspell it so it sounds more like your accent? That doesn't make sense. Accents only come out when you are speaking, but it doesn't come out when you're writing. He tried to claim that he was speaking slang, but that was not slang. That was an intentional effort to sound black, and it was pathetic. Oh, we gotta destroy the alien pods. I'm wasting time here. Drinking some coffee, Corey? All I had was a Mountain Dew today. Has some caffeine in it.
How do I kill this thing?
From afar and with very large weapons.
Got it. Sergeant,
Not as
take
much
that son of a
as
bitch down and shoot him. Can't do
a cup
that,
of
sir.
coffee,
I
though,
gave
but
you an order.
I don't
If
really
you kill
need
him,
it.
we all die.
Some days there I'm really, really sleepy, and so I would need to drink coffee. And I would probably just drink it black.
Goddamn reinforcements. Fall back. Fall back.
Coffee makes you tired sometimes. You know, that happens to me sometimes too, believe it or not. Usually it only happens like if I'm already tired though and the coffee just isn't working. That has happened. Immune to caffeine. Doesn't do anything for you. Caffeine does something for me. It makes me very jittery, very restless. Kids you grew up with would try to sound ghetto. Say they're in a gang. Yeah. It's pathetic because I know this guy. This guy, his name was Icewater. And I called him out on his bullshit. No one else really picked up on it. Like, they thought that he was, like, really black. I knew right away that he wasn't. There was no chance in hell that he was black. I knew what he was. I knew he was just a white guy pretending to be black because he thought that it made him look cool. Yeah, growing up, there were people in middle school and high school who would do that too. A lot of white people do that. They do it because they think it makes them look cool. And yeah, this Icewater guy, he would come to the stream and he would try to pretend. It's just so fucking pathetic. I called him out on it. And he tried to claim that he's half black, but he grew up in the ghetto, or that he's from the ghetto. But then he contradicted himself. Because he also said that he experienced racism. Well, if he's from the ghetto and he lives in a black neighborhood, who would he experience racism from? That doesn't make sense to me. Shouldn't your peers also be black too? What, are they racist against themselves? Liars, they can't hold their lies up too long.
What the fuck is that?
Smoking Doinks gang in that Nilavani video. That was funny. Smoking big in Amish, smoking big doinks in Amish. We need to cover the worms. Yeah, substitute in 7th grade and started talking about how his son started smoking weed. There's nothing wrong with weed. Weed needs to be legalized. It's bad. Need to back off here. I found out when I used to use pre-workout supplements which contain a lot of caffeine. Oh, really? What kind of supplements were those? I used to take some supplements when I worked out. I use mostly a weight gainer, which just contains a lot of calories. I tried creatine, but that stuff just, I don't know, I don't think it did shit. Ooh. Randomly bringing up how his son started doing weed. Was he, like, did he say it in like a negative way, like saying, oh, he's really disappointed, or did he say it, what was the context? It was just random? normal mood. Oh yeah, by the way, did I mention that my son smokes weed now? So what's next on the syllabus? Yeah, growing up, when I was a kid, I was convinced that weed was dangerous. Because they kept on telling us that in school, you know. Don't do weed, it will kill you. You'll get lung cancer and die. You know, shit like that. But the studies done show that if you smoke weed, but don't smoke cigarettes, it does not have an adverse effect on lung function. In fact, there may be an carcinogen effect. What am I killing? I need to kill the worms, don't I? No, the alien pods. Where are the alien pods? What turret? Learn. Yeah, I remember they would force us to learn cursive. Learning cursive it's so useless. I mean, yeah, you can write faster, but I can type much faster. So I just type. Like, people write essays on the computer now. Anything that needs to be written,
Got 'em all, Frank.
like if you need to write essays and things like that, you type it out. And I can type much faster than I can write in cursive or anything. And honestly, cursive handwriting is harder to read.
Where's the goddamn reinforcements?
12 people dead.
So, if you want your writing to be legible and you want people to understand it, you print it out.
It came from nowhere, everywhere.
I think I gave up on cursive in 8th grade, like around there. Once they stopped making us do it all the fucking time.
Shadows. How do you stop that? How do you kill a nightmare?
Is this thing gonna die? Come on.
Need some help over here, Mason.
And I'm out. Yeah. What was it called? Reefer Madness? There was that stupid documentary. Yeah, the prohibition of weed has its origins in racial discrimination, actually. I've heard a couple of different theories behind it. Whether it's discrimination against Mexicans or blacks, probably both. But definitely the prohibition, the laws enacted to prohibit it, were done with racist motivations.
Turner! There's the Leo! Turner's dead, sir. God damn it!
And the Leo.
Grab that Leo and help us hold the bugs off.
Oh, here it is.
That is Red Faction property! You are not authorized to operate that vehicle! Exit with your hands up!
Would somebody shut him up? Thank you, Sam.
Of course.
Your algebra teacher always writes in cursive. Yeah. I can't even remember the last time I saw cursive.
Wilson, man that XO! Incoming!
Protect the red faction. So these guys are the red faction. Well, I'm protecting them. Class slogan is, what does it say? Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Realize its effects on you, so you stopped. All it does for me is it makes me really lethargic. So it doesn't really, like, I don't, it's not horrible for me, but it's not like fantastic either. It might be the type of weed I was given too, I don't know. What does it do for you, Tatsu?
That's all of them. Nice work, Mason.
Don't think the Colonel shares your opinion.
Made you forgetful? Want to concentrate on your academic studies? But that's not a bad thing. Yeah, weed will cause short-term memory loss. Yeah, it did that for me too.
This changes things, Mason.
Made it even
I'm starting to
worse
see a pattern here.
than usual, which I already have a problem
Terraforming
with.
goes down, damn bugs break loose. Both times, you are on site.
So,
With all due respect, Colonel.
not really great.
An idiot.
Damn, Mason, you punched out my CO. Now what am I gonna do with you?
Well, you can't court-martial me.
No. But I sure as hell can thank you.
That mean you're gonna help me find him?
Sorry, Darius. Orders are to meet up with the Marauders and give them support. Besides, we don't have any idea where hell is. We'll need a walker to get through that shit. Looks like you're stuck with us. Don't worry.
Prohibition
We'll
of
make this
alcohol
right.
has its roots in
We'll help you
anti-German
drag the
bigotry.
colonel back to
Is
camp.
that right? I never heard that before.
He broke his jaw.
I know that prohibition of alcohol, the biggest proponents of it were actually the KKK. You know,
You wanna
they
see
were
me,
huge
Frank?
hypocrites,
Yeah, one damn thing after another.
and
Cultists have put up a
you know,
network
they
style. We get nothing but half of these
espoused,
stereotypes.
you know, moral values,
tough to
quote
track
unquote,
down
even though they were the most immoral pieces of shit
We
in
figured
the
they're
country
relay stations to set the shroud.
and in the whole fucking world.
Knock those out. We break the shroud.
Right. But I can't order you to do that.
Well,
The
then,
religious
guess I volunteer.
zealots
Watch your ass out
were big
there.
proponents of
Shit, in this
prohibition of
store?
alcohol.
Can't even see my ass.
And of course it didn't fucking work. Just like prohibition
All right,
of
Sam.
marijuana
Let's
doesn't fucking
calibrate the
work.
scanner to help track down those relay stations.
Alright. Should probably save. Moonshine, yeah. They would make moonshine and other homemade alcohols. Actually, prohibition was what led to the invention of the cocktail, because a lot of homemade alcohols tasted really bad, so they had to mix it with other drinks to improve the flavor. Alright, we don't need to swap out any weapons. So we have to destroy the relay stations?
So much for sneaking up on them.
That's what you learned? Do you have German ancestry, Sean? Shurtka is from Germany. Have I ever tried moonshine? No. I've never tried moonshine before. It's usually a really high proof alcohol, isn't it? I think the highest proof alcohol I've tried was probably Bacardi 151. You have German ancestry too, Tatsu? You do too, Corey. There you go. Wait, what am I doing? Oh, I have to destroy this thing?
Frank, first station is down.
Yeah, I see that. The section of the shroud just dropped off our maps.
Strong alcohol always tastes like shit. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that's an acquired taste. I'm kind of used to whiskey and other high proof alcohols. Like, when you drink it on a regular basis, you begin to get used to it. Like, I can't say I ever liked it, but it becomes less terrible, let's put it that way. You're 25% Irish, Sean? Rail driver. Let's see. I can't... This is probably a slow firing weapon, but let me see. We'll find out in just a second. Yeah, this is a slow firing weapon. Yeah, it is. So we need to replace... I'm gonna replace this thing, I think. Well... Maybe I'll replace that. I don't know, I don't really want to replace too many of them. I can replace the rocket launcher, I guess. Nah, we'll replace the pulse grenade with it. I don't use the pulse grenade that much. Oh, look at this. Fucking aim. So how's this work? Like, is it... Is it giving me like a night vision, or no? It's like X-ray vision. Okay, you can shoot through walls with this thing. That's actually pretty cool. Captain Morgan Cannon Blast. Never heard of that.
Darius, weather patterns are highly unstable in this area.
Oh yeah, I remember a similar kind of gun. Perfect Dark. Hey Neil. Red faction, yeah. Is there also a blue faction? No blue faction. No blues. We're just fighting aliens in this game. The aliens are just kind of weird bug-like things. In the previous games, you fought against other humans. Actually, we're fighting against humans now. How you doing, Neil? How are things at work? I know last time you were telling on your stream you were saying you were experiencing a few problems at work. Yeah, I know. I figured you were talking about that red versus blue thing. That was a mod for Halo, wasn't it? I think it was. Hope everything at work is going okay. Things are a bit better. What happened to the asshat? Is he still giving you shit? Separate from him. Yeah, I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Unfortunately, it's hard to avoid D-bags at work or at school.
Mason, how we doing?
We're doing fine. But
This world is filled with D-bags.
Keep it up.
No. He's a leech. He makes a person who already had a spinal injury do manual labor. And he tries to... So he accused you of lying about it, huh? Could write an essay on him. Yeah. I'm really sorry you have to deal with scum like that. I'm sure your boss sympathizes with you completely, but probably for legal reasons you can't just fire him, fortunately. Thank you, Tatsu. I have had to deal with many a D-bag in my life, as I'm sure many people here had to as well. He won't say it to your face. But when my friend, who's also a co-worker, injured his knee, he claimed that my friend was just faking it to get out of work. Really? I mean, it doesn't even make sense though, because you don't get paid when you're not working, right? I mean, like, what the fuck? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Just play video games all day? So he knows that you play video games? I mean, you shouldn't have to hide your hobbies from anyone. But yeah, it sucks that people who try to use someone's hobbies against them. Keep in mind, I'm loyal. Keep in mind, I'm loyal to the point to where I worked the 4th of July for no extra pay while being sick to the point to where I couldn't speak. Yeah, I'm sure that, that's the problem with these D-bags. They cherry pick their evidence, they don't care about
Give me a sit rep.
instances like that.
And the weather
They
is
totally
trying to
ignore
kill
that
me.
shit
This is the last time I
because it contradicts their preconceived biases. And I died. You were the only one willing to work that day. Yeah. You had a D-bag co-worker who liked to punch people in the arm. One time I told him if he did it again, I would punch him in the face. He never did it again. Yeah, that's assault. When you're at work, you don't touch people without their permission. Whether it's playing around or like just even hugging someone, like that can land you in a fuckload of trouble if it's unwanted. And you sure as shit can't punch people. this guy thinks it's still high school or some shit, or maybe he is in high school, I don't know, but you can't touch people at work or anywhere. Hold on. I got a got text. One of those poser jock guys. High school level BS. One second. Okay. Makes $3K a month. Says he doesn't make enough to get his own place. Oh yeah, I remember you mentioning that. Yeah. Sounds like a deplorable sack of shit. Well, he's the loser. And hopefully he'll fuck up. I mean, guys like that, they always fuck up. Sooner or later. Then your boss will have a good excuse to fire him. Or maybe he'll do everyone a solid and he'll just quit. So what did you say to your boss, Neil? I know you had a talk with your boss. I understand that your boss is a good guy. Right now it's just your boss, you and him. I can almost guarantee he wants to try and get the company for himself. Trying to drive you to quit. Oh, is that what he's up to? Can he even do that? Like, I mean, how can he just take the business? You would have to buy it from your boss, right? Your boss is the owner.
We still looking good?
Our feed is, but you aren't. Picking up a lot of cultists heading your way.
You ever notice that your plans usually involve me getting shot at?
Hey, it builds character.
Oh, your boss is gonna retire soon. So your boss... Didn't you say your boss has a son and he's like your best friend or something, though? Basically told him, look, here's the situation. I wasn't gonna cause a scene in front of a customer over, but this shit can't go on. Boss told me to take care of shop work, keep the place clean, and do maintenance work. I'm glad your boss understood and he handled it in the best way that he could. Right, so maybe your friend will take over the business after your boss retires. Was your friend in the stream that day when you were streaming Unreal Tournament? I know there was someone in the stream who I believe he was working with you, right? Zella, yeah. zoom in a little bit more.
Almost got them all! Stay focused and come back in one piece.
Oops, I shouldn't have walked into that collapsing shit. What is this? Rockets. Where are they? Let's see. More stuff. A little bit more stuff. Alright, gotta head towards this way. I have no idea what the story to this game is. I mean, suddenly we're not fighting aliens anymore. We're fighting cultists. Fun fact about the asshat: he's a stepson, boss's stepson. Oh, he's your boss's stepson. Okay. Boss man doesn't really owe him shit. He just doesn't want to see the D-bags kids go hungry. Yeah, an asshat can't keep any other job. Okay, so he's the stepson of your boss. Well, that explains a lot more. He's a gearhead. Got a job working on vehicles at a garage. Manager was being an asshole. Probably the other way around, huh? Hollow tip rounds. Manager was trying to do his fucking job and manage. Yeah. We can definitely see who the real asshole is, huh? Impact boost. What is that? Okay. This I like, but oh, we can get this. We have plenty of salvage now. See if I'm picking. I don't want that. No, it's okay. Sometimes you gotta vent. You gotta vent it all sometimes. Nanoforge. Okay, we can get another health upgrade. I don't think I really need that though. Alright, got that. Non-explosive weaponry. Yeah, we're gonna need to get this. And then we should also get improved explosives as well. Yes, let's get that. Give them animal names. I agree. Alright, that's good. Yeah. Sounds like the kind of guy you just want to punch in the face a little bit. What the fuck are these things? Are these aliens or are these walkers? These might be exosuits. Remember that cartoon Exo Squad? I'm sure Zax has watched that. Yeah. That sack of shit is definitely not worth it. Yes, fits of rage. Sounds like he needs to take some anger management classes. Dude needs to calm his ass down. Smokes weed, copious amounts of weed. Nothing wrong with smoking weed, but there is something wrong with being a D-bag that smokes weed and blames other people for their own incompetence. Oops. So you're saying he's like one of those like stoner losers. What am I doing? Let's get some close range. Alright, there's the relay station.
Frank, it's finished.
Nice work, Mason. Image is coming through crystal clear. Head on back to camp. We'll regroup in the morning.
Roger that. I'm beat.
Okay. Now what? Oh, here we go.
We are all gonna
To
die.
do that for myself because
No
I
one's
wasn't
gonna
at
die.
a point where I could go to anger management.
Look.
Yeah, you mentioned before like you had some problems
There.
in high school, right?
Damn it,
Neil?
McGuff! The bugs are gonna come through that store. I want 2 minutes. Mason on his feet. Gunners, wait for my command.
Yeah. High school in general is basically a cesspool of humanity. And in my opinion, unnecessary. I mean, what does anyone even learn in high school?
Told you, it's the cultists. Open fire.
I've learned more on the internet than I did in high school.
We'll handle this.
Wasn't just high school. Grades 2 through 12.
We can't
So
let 'em dig in.
basically your entire childhood. Do I believe CIA controls Wikipedia? I saw you were having an argument with Chertka about that, Zax. I don't believe they control it entirely. I mean, I'm pretty sure Chertka was just exaggerating when he said that, but I wouldn't be surprised if there are people in positions of power who edit Wikipedia and also have other people working to maintain a certain narrative for certain articles. Doesn't necessarily have to be CIA, it could be anything. I have seen people abuse Wikipedia to further an agenda. Couldn't prove it, of course, but it was obvious. Did we already watch this cutscene?
Die, man. No one's gonna
I was
die.
so-
McGuff.
I was so
Except me and this
distracted.
here rook.
I can feel them. They're out there.
Damn it, McGuff! The bugs are gonna come through that store. I want 2 minutes.
Yeah, I remember when Joe Siegler tried to make a fucking article about himself.
Wait for my command.
Well, Zax, I mean, that's not always the case. It depends on the article. There are some articles that are well maintained. Okay, we already saw this. There are some articles that are well maintained, but then there are articles that are horribly
We can't let 'em
biased.
dig in.
There's no question about it. So you can't be so trustworthy of Wikipedia's acts. You have to take it, you have to temper it with a little bit of common sense. You can't treat it as gospel truth all the time. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Picking up a bunch of them coming from a tunnel to the south.
Gotcha!
Yeah, that's what happens a lot, Trevor. There will be editors on
Can't this
Wikipedia
thing go any faster?
that back each other up.
You wanted to drive.
And they abuse the rules. They'll abuse, like, there's like a 4 revert rule that prevents people from reverting an article more than 4 times, but you can bypass that rule if you have friends that will do reverts for you. And then you can abuse the rules to get an article that is in your favor, to advance the narrative that you want, irrespective of the evidence or citations. You can even have citations that contradict what's in the article, but they will not allow certain statements to be made, even when they are well cited. Does the net neutrality thing worry you? Worry me? Of course it does. I mean, however... Oops. What the fuck? I abandoned a mission. Of course it does, but... You know, from what I understand, it's not just up to this one guy that Trump appointed. It has to pass... The bill has to be passed in Congress, and even then, they can bog it down.
We can't let them dig in!
But it still worries me, sure. Of course it does. Man, this thing is a glass cannon. I mean, it's not even a cannon. Like, it has these electric beams, but... And what am I being hit by? What am I being... Oh, okay, up there. See, it has a cooldown. Very annoying. What's exactly going on with this net neutrality thing? So, net neutrality laws, from what I understand, and if someone understands this better than I do, feel free to chime in. They prevent ISPs from throttling your internet on certain websites like Netflix or Hulu or something like that. And you might be wondering, why would they ever want to do that? I think to increase their own profits, like another company doesn't cooperate with them in certain ways, they want to be able to throttle your internet speed for certain websites and things like that. And basically, these net neutrality laws prevent them from doing that shit. Like, they don't do it anyway. Yeah, I mean, they're supposed to prevent them from doing that. Now, whether they actually do, I don't know. They might be doing it anyway, for all we know, right? But at least it's on the law books that they can't. So they should at least at some point be held accountable if they try to pull that shit, right? So we're getting outside of the mission area, and now it's warning me to get back. All right.
Nice shooting. Now head over to the western perimeter.
Is that right, Sean? That's it. Oh, that was really satisfying. Blowing up all those D-bags at once. Fuck them. Cultist fucks. actually pretty cool. I like how the game spices up the gameplay by letting you control these like vehicles and things. Like you have a spider thing here. This is pretty cool.
Picking up an enemy walker moving in your direction.
Hang on, Kara!
You can trust Wikipedia, stuff like 80 songs or animals. Yeah, anything that's controversial. If you want a good example of a bad Wikipedia article, read their article about circumcision. It is really biased. It is very pro-circumcision. And the way that they're able to get away with that is they define circumcision as a medical procedure right from the outset, instead of defining it as what it is, the removal of foreskin from the penis. If you contrast it with the article on castration, the castration article does not define castration as a medical procedure. It correctly defines it as the removal of the testicles. And that doesn't mean that circumcision can't be performed as a medical procedure. It can, just like castration does, but it's not necessarily that. It's incidentally that. But that's just one example. You can see other examples of bias. Even like their articles on global warming are susceptible to bias. Although since it's scientifically based, that one, well, I mean, so is circumcision supposedly, but the article on global warming, there's been a lot of contention there as well. Yeah, I mean, inevitably anything on Wikipedia is also going to have a Western bias as well. I like this thing. This thing chews up these D-bags.
What the hell is that?
It's a tunnel excavator.
You sure?
Pretty sure. Frank, they're trying to break in from the opposite side.
Well, here's the thing, Sean.
Can you stop them?
I have no problem with circumcision if it's an adult that consents to it. The problem with how circumcision is practiced in America is that it is done to neonatal babies that necessarily cannot consent. So that's the key issue here. That's what makes it wrong.
Kara and I are gonna head for the temple.
It has to be done with consent.
And make him pay.
Count on it.
Prevention of HIV/AIDS. That's they would always come up with some new excuse to perform routine circumcision of neonatal babies. And HIV/AIDS is the newest excuse that they use.
An Ultor survey pod. They were here.
What guy's gonna get circumcised as an adult? I have no idea.
We have to get to the Marauder archives.
You hear that?
But that's what it would take. It needs something like that.
Darius?
Requires informed consent. But you bring up an interesting point, Sean. What guy would want to get circumcised? And if we're gonna assume that to be true, and I would agree, most people probably wouldn't want to, then we definitely should not be doing it to babies that can't consent. Because when they become an adult, maybe they want their foreskin.
This is a power.
It's wrong to remove it.
The power to lead you out of exile, to claim what is rightfully yours. This is the power to rule Mars. Creatures which slept below the world until I summoned them to ravage.
But yeah, I have no idea why anyone would ever want to remove it.
This is my power. And my power is
And as for
yours.
women, like the the thing about women is that most of their partners, like the women that say they like it the most, have partners that are already circumcised. So it would go into that bias because they don't want to insult their partners. It's popular among Jews and Muslims in America, and in America, in places that, and also places that America interfered with. So it became popular in America due to the actions of Kellogg, and that's the same Kellogg that invented Kellogg's cornflakes, because he was a very religious guy, and he believed that circumcising boys would prevent them from masturbating. That's why he advocated for it. They do it in Europe mostly among, you know, again, what I said, Jews and Muslims. Aside from those groups, not nearly as much. Not nearly as much as they did in America. Luckily, in America, it's declining. But it is still practiced. But people are getting the word that this is bullshit.
Sam, we need to slow him down.
No, I didn't say it was a Jew. It was just a Jewish practice. It's mostly practiced among Jews and Muslims. And in Africa, again, you know, it's mostly practiced in Muslim societies. Didn't work for you, yeah. It doesn't work. That's the thing. It doesn't work for preventing masturbation. Oh, okay. Let's see, what the hell am I doing?
I can't get through those shields. Sam, we need to slow him down.
Target the junction boxes.
Yeah, maybe.
The electricity release should be enough to short circuit the locker.
You mean Cheerios? I think Cheerios might be General Mills, but I don't know. What the fuck what am I doing? But yeah, it has its religious origins. Probably. I don't know why they're letting me change weapons.
I can't get through those shields. Sam, we need to slow him down.
Target the junction boxes. The electricity release should be enough to short circuit the
yeah.
locker.
Thank you, Leo. You're right. No, I gotta do something with that spider. Hell yeah, Neil. I heard they even use they use the foreskin. Like they keep that foreskin and they use it for like other shit. Which is fucked up.
I can't get through those shields. Sam, we need to slow him down.
Target the junction boxes. The electricity release should be enough to short circuit the locker.
Do I love this game so far? Yeah, it's good. Good game. Oh wait, I'm supposed to target that. Okay. I'm supposed to target. Alright, let's try that again. Addicted to sugary cereal? Yeah, sugary cereal. I can't eat cereal that isn't sweet. It needs to have some sweet in it. The only way to prevent boys from masturbating is having girls be more sexually active. Well, I mean, being sexually active will...
I can't get through those shields.
People masturbate because they're not getting laid.
We need to slow him down.
Target the junction boxes. The electricity release should be enough to short circuit the locker.
Okay. This is not working. Read that surgery cereal. they surgically implant the frosted flakes in your stomach. But yeah, you whack it when you're not getting laid. I mean, why else would you whack it?
I can't get through those shields. Sam, we need to slow him down.
Target the junction boxes.
Junction
the electricity release should be enough to short circuit the walker.
Okay. Do I need to get them all? I think I had to get them all. That's
Hostile forces incoming.
okay.
God, you're kidding me.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, we just have to keep on. We can't kill it. We can only slow it down. It's kind of hard to see those boxes, though.
Your father and grandfather couldn't.
Okay, there's one.
Perhaps failure is hereditary. Give up, Mason.
Okay, now it's.
I've already won.
We have infinite ammo, though, so I don't have to worry about that.
Wiped out you and your pathetic kind. I will take my rightful place as the ruler of Mars.
Oh no. Okay.
That was a little too close.
Thank you, Neil. Angry Joe just released his Battlefront 2 review. What do you think of it? I've heard some mixed things about that game. Oh no.
You could have had an honorable death, but now you will
There we go.
suffer.
I'm not big on the whole dying thing.
Yeah, you can spoil the review for me. If anyone doesn't want the review spoiled, speak up now. I mean, personally, I don't mind. Oh, thank you, Tatsu.
Sam, where's this cart taking us?
The tracks end not far from the temple entrance.
Try and contact Kara. Tell her to meet us there.
Is anyone else seeing reviews for Battlefront 2?
Darius, cultists are converging
You might
on our
have to
location.
text Lovely and ask her what she thinks of it. She's a huge Star Wars fan. I didn't get to play Battlefront 1. But you know, I might think about getting Battlefront 2. PC version's bad. Hopefully the console version's good. That's the version I would get. I would need to get online. There's a Black Friday deal for PlayStation Plus for only $40 for a year, so I might get that. But if I combine that with the Switch online play, you know, I don't know if you're going to be paying the $20 for the online play for next year for the Switch, but yeah, they're going to require everyone to pay $20 online play next year. You can still play for free now, but yeah, that's gonna have to change.
What's going on?
The damaged junction boxes can't route enough power to the elevator. Darius, you should grab onto something. Auxiliary power sources have engaged. Crisis averted.
Darius, where are you? What the hell's going on?
Hale's tearing the place apart. I think I lost him, but we need him. Kara? Kara!
Connection
Still
terminated.
boycotting EA,
Sam, get her back.
Kurtka.
Unable to re-establish contact.
There were lots of talks about boycotting EA for many years now.
Why is the door not
I still like the
opening?
Dead Space games
Power
though.
supplies have been damaged.
I give them credit for making those games. There we go.
You will not escape.
Just grab the grind fest,
Loading
loot
station
boxes,
ahead.
There's no way he can follow us.
a little less grindy. Yeah, I don't know anything about Battlefront.
I just had to open my mouth.
So I guess the original Battlefront was a little grindy. They closed Visceral Studios. The name sounds familiar. Remind me again what they made? Visceral?
Why are we not moving?
There's nowhere you can go that I can't reach you.
We need to be moving!
Spider-Bot has invincible armor.
Darius. Darius. Up above, the
Oh,
generator.
Visceral Studios made Dead Space? Okay. Well, I mean, that's what the hell happened? Yeah, Visceral Studios then was like a wholly owned subsidiary of EA. I don't know exactly why they would close it down. The complaints came about because even if you spend $100 for the complete game, you still have to grind for years to acquire Darth Vader. Grind for years? Oh man.
I just had to open my mouth.
I guess like being able to play as Darth Vader, I can kind of understand the logic. I don't know exactly how it works, but like it requires grinding.
There's nowhere you can go that I can't.
Everyone wants to play as Darth Vader, so I guess they would want to make it
Moving!
rare, like a really special accomplishment to be able to play as Darth Vader. I guess. I don't know. Oh, shoot, this thing.
Darius. Darius.
What?
Up above, the generator.
I don't get it. What am I doing wrong? You can kill Jedi in Battlefront 2 as a clone. Oh, you played Battlefront 2, Sean? Or did you just watch a video of that? They want to prevent hundreds of Vaders. Yeah, that would be weird if like you had a whole army of Vaders. Like I don't know exactly how the game works, but like I mean, they can make it so that I don't know. I have no idea. I should probably wait until I play the game so I can already critique it, right? But yeah, if I were to guess, that's probably the logic behind it. I'll wait until the reviews come out before I get it. I'll only get it if I end up getting if I end up getting PlayStation Plus, which I probably should get, because now's a good time to get it. Normally it costs $60 for the year, so 40 is a pretty good deal.
Darius. Up above, the generator.
Oh, the original Battlefront 2? I don't get it. I'm doing something wrong, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I tried to play the first Battlefront. I tried to stream it, but I didn't like it. I felt like the single player was just kind of like it felt like a single player version of a multiplayer game. You know? Like I felt like I was playing a multiplayer game except with bots. It wasn't fun.
I just had to open my mouth.
I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it didn't really do it for me. CD Projekt Red is looking at microtransactions for the next Witcher game. I thought they're working on the Cyberpunk game next. I'm just gonna kind of sit here.
Darius. Up above, the generator.
Okay, obviously I am supposed to destroy it. Oh, okay, so they're gonna be doing they're looking at microtransactions for the Cyberpunk game. That's disappointing because like that game is really highly anticipated. I'm really looking forward to that game. I hope it doesn't get fucked with microtransactions. That would really suck. Welcome back, X-Infected. Oh, you know what? I just realized I think I know what I'm fucking up on. I can change my weapons. So I need to choose the rocket launcher. There's microtransactions in GTA 5? Really? I didn't know that. What kind of microtransactions are there?
Why are we not moving?
There's nowhere you can go that I can't reach you.
We need to be moving!
Yeah, I need to change to the rocket launcher. We'll do that.
Darius. Darius.
What?
Up above, the generator.
We'll switch to the rockets. Sega? Fucking Sega. They've been fucking up Sonic. Now they're trying to do microtransactions. Fuck them. They're money-grubbing assholes. Shark cards. Oh, this is for the GTA 5 Online. Okay, I'm gonna switch to the rocket launcher. I'm gonna assign that to... It's already assigned.
I just had to open my mouth.
Red Dead 2 will have microtransactions. Oh, great.
Why are we not moving?
There's nowhere you can go that I can't reach you.
We need to be moving!
There we go. Yeah, you needed a rocket launcher. Assault rifle would not work. Imagine in 15 years it would be retro to ship a full game without microtransactions. Fucking hope not. You know, that would be horrible. That's like a dystopian future shit.
You think I would give up so easily?
I was kinda hoping.
Your family took everything from me.
I think there's a reason for that nut job.
Crowdfunding, the worst crowdfunding projects were the big name industry bets like Keiji Inafune and Mighty Number 9, of course. Is this the final boss or what?
Darius, the walker's shields are down.
Good, because I'm ending this.
You really think you can win?
I think this might be the final boss, actually.
How do I get this force field down?
The power station's on the ceiling.
I got an idea.
Did I hear about the guy who ripped off Kickstarter supporters for 1 million? I heard of stories like
Ours
that.
will never be yours.
Yeah, there's some videos
You gonna twirl your mustache?
about
Or you gonna put up a
scammers
fight?
on Kickstarter, yeah. I can't remember the exact project, but I heard of similar stuff like that. Did I miss?
Stop running from your
I think I
fate,
missed.
Mason. You cannot stop them, Mason. No one can. They are gods.
Why is he telling me I can't win when his spider is nearly dead? And all of his dudes are dead.
Would you just die already?
As soon as you learn what Kickstarter was and it was Scammer Magnet, it can be exploited like that, sure, but there are some really good games on Kickstarter. The indie games. Like Blasphemous. That game looks incredible. Shovel Knight is a great game that was funded on Kickstarter. So, rule of thumb, support anything that looks good that's made by indie guys, because they have to succeed. These industry vets, when they're on Kickstarter, you have to wonder why these industry vets on Kickstarter. It's because publishers don't believe in their project.
You are so easy to find. Just listen for the gunshots.
I didn't expect to see you again.
You don't get off that easy.
Where are we headed?
The Marauder Archives. We need to access the Altor mainframe.
And you know how to do that?
No. But I know who can.
Hostile forces detected.
Buckle up.
This is like an Independence Day base, so it's pretty cool. One guy campaigned for money for a game, never intended to use that money for that particular game, but for another one. I see. Yeah, that's deception. He can be sued for that, absolutely. Of course, whether or not they will win is another story.
Marauder Shiva squads detected.
He's being sued, good.
Shiva reinforcements incoming. Cultist reinforcements detected.
Post a link to a YouTube video. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Tatsu.
Cultist vehicles detected.
Would you just stop detecting?
She's like a thief. Skyward Sword. How annoying. About to blow up. Yeah, I went a little too far.
Can't take another hit like that.
Where are these guys? I'm being shot at by crap that I can't even see. Alright. Actually, I think I'm gonna close up for tonight. Been streaming for around 3 hours or so.
Where are we?
Yeah, so we'll close up for tonight. We will we might be streaming tomorrow, but I'm not sure. We'll see. If we are streaming tomorrow, it'll be Red Faction again. So Skyward Sword, we probably won't get back to Skyward Sword until, like, next week. So I want to thank everyone for streaming with me. Yeah, Zax will be playing Red Faction. If we are streaming tomorrow, it'll be Red Faction, but I'm not sure. just check Discord. So I want to thank everyone for streaming with me. Thank you so much. It's an honor and a pleasure. And I hope to see you all again next time. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.